Hello, good evening, all of you. How are you all? Hi, good evening, Nakirtana. Good evening, Jivita, Ashrita, Srishti, Nandita, Napita, Ravi Surya, Spandana, all of you. Good evening, Shashank, Dhanushri, all of you. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Great. So I hope you know our college results. 100% result from Edishine, and we got third rank. You know that this today's result we got now, second year's results. So we got state third rank. Shifali got it, right? That's great, right? And if you are also proud, you people also have to get it. That's why we are training you. Okay, I congratulate you also because you have joined our center, our college, and you will also get good ranks in coming year. Is it fine? Okay. So we're all very happy for our students, and you are also very intelligent children. I am definite. I have that definite idea that you will get the good ranks. Okay. So you will be studying like this very seriously, then you will definitely get it. Okay. Good. Okay. So yesterday we spoke about the dicot and monocot plants, right? I gave both the dicot and monocot plant diagram. You have drawn, right? Well, if you have drawn it, okay. Monocot plant, I think I gave you just drawing. We couldn't explain much details, right? Isn't it? So have you written any points on monocot plants? Have you written anything? You have written now. What is the last sentence? What is the last sentence you wrote about monocot plants? Let me see. I will get an idea. Just type and tell me. Did you write about the root system? Parallel venation. You have written about the parallel venation. You have written right, or I dictated right? So I dictated it. Isn't it? Fine. In many sense. Diagram, ma'am. Means you want me to give diagram or diagram you are drawn. That's all. I didn't understand, Spandana. You are writing diagram, ma'am. What is the diagram, ma'am? Meaning? Does that mean that you have only drawn diagram or you have written points also on that? I made own notes, ma'am. Okay, Abhigna, it's okay, but I will give you a small dictation of notes. Important thing you have dictated, ma'am. Okay. So listen, if you have not started anything about monocot plant, I'll give you few points on that. You write it down. This points only I'm giving you. Only I have given the diagram and explained few parts, not given dictated notes. No? Right? Because you need to know how much to write in examination. Because board examination, you have to manage the time also. Fine? Okay. So write the heading monocot plant. Ashraya, your video is on. Okay. So write down monocot plant. Example Ziames. You write notes for your own. If you are written, it's okay. You keep it with you. It's nothing harmful. It is good for you. But whenever you write, some dictation is required. That I am going to give you now. Okay. So write down. Monocotyledons are characterized by single cotyledon. Monocotyledons are characterized by single cotyledon. That's okay, Ashraya. That's fine. It happens. No issues for that. Okay. Monocotyledons possessing the characterized by single cotyledon. Okay. Major monocotyledons are cereals. Major monocotyledons are cereals. C-E-R-E-A-L-S. Cereals like wheat, rice, maize, etc. Monocots also include All types of grasses. Are you writing? All types of grasses. Bamboo, cane, orchids, lilies, etc. Orchids, lilies, etc. Finish writing? Okay, done. Next. Right now, monocot plants show following parts. Following parts. First one, root system. Monocots possess fibrous root system. Fibrous root system. Monocots possess fibrous root system. That is, roots are produced in large numbers in the form of thin fibers from the base of stem, because radical is short-lived. Radical is short-lived. Short-lived. Next. The roots growing from other than radical, the roots growing from other than radical are called adventitious roots. I hope you know adventitious root spelling. Do you know that? Adventitious roots. ADVENTITIOUS. Adventitious roots. Done? Okay. Fine. Next. Shoot system. Ma'am, please can you repeat again? Okay, Shashank, what do you want me to repeat? The complete sentence, huh? In fibrous root system, bunch of roots are produced. I'm repeating. Bunch of roots are produced. Okay, write down. In fibrous root system, bunch of roots are produced from lower part of the stem. From lower part of the stem, as radical is short-lived, full stop. The roots that develop from other than radical are called, the roots, I'm repeating, all of you, listen, he wanted to know, so I'm repeating. Don't write again. The root developed from other than radical are called adventitious roots. Adventitious roots. Is it okay, Shashank? Are you writing? Okay, fine. Adventitious roots. Is it fine? Okay. Now, let me give you next one, right? Shoot system. I'll dictate along with once again and just draw the diagram so that you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay, fine then. Just keep watching the board, then I will be drawing it. Okay. So I explained you last class about the monocot plant. Here is the stem. From the lower nodal region, number of roots will develop. These are all called as fibrous roots. These are all adventitious roots, and all will be having root cap. I'll tell you about root cap later. These are all roots. They will not grow deep. They'll be very short, not too deep inside. And this is the stem. Here they possess distinct nodes and internodes. Very clearly, just observe now. And then the leaves will show leaf base, that is sheathing leaf base. It's covering half of it. Okay. Covering it half the way like this. This is called as a sheathing leaf base. This is sheathing leaf base. Okay. So like this you get sheathing leaf base for all the leaves. Okay. All of them, they will have sheathing leaf base. Okay. This is sheathing leaf base. And normally tip will be ending with the male flowers. Because these male flowers how I drawn is some small flowers I drawn here. Whether you observed it or not, observe this properly. These are the male flowers. These are the male flowers. We call them this is in the form of tassel. And female flowers are grown here. Okay, they are grown in the axils like this. So this is a female inflorescence. Female is like this. Inflorescence. It is in the form of spadix. Okay, this much I have already explained, right? So male plant, how it differs from female plant, you observe. Sorry, not male plant, the dicot and monocots. So in monocots, you can see these are all adventitious roots. This is a fibrous root system. They are produced in the bunch, right? And this is the stem, which has distinct nodes and internodes, right? And then the nodes and internodes, actually the leaves originate covering the stem, half of it. Then this will come out, and they show parallel venation. They show number of veins and millets which are parallel to each other. Then normally you get unisexuality. Mostly in monocots you get unisexuality where female flowers and male flowers are grown separately. This is sign for male. This is a male flower. This is a female flower sign, right? These form a tassel. This form a spadix inflorescence. That's why it is a unisexuality seen in this, right? And apart from that, I told you that leaves of this, okay, leaves, I'll just show you the differences. Whenever you observe the leaves, monocot leaves, monocots when you observe, you find the leaves like this with parallelly arranged veins and islets like this. This is called the parallel venation, right? Monocot leaves showing venation. Venation is arrangement of veins and veinlets. Whereas if you see the dicot plants, you find the leaves, suppose they are like this. This is the vein and these are the veinlets forming a fine network here, right? This is forming a network. Therefore, we call this network venation as reticulate venation. Did you understand the difference? This is what we have to write. First is the root system, then is a leaf, how their venation is shown. This is reticulate venation in the dicot, this is the parallel venation in monocots. And then coming to the flowers. Flowers, when you observe in monocots, you find 3 or multiples of this. Suppose this is the petal or sepal. You get normally 3 or multiples of 3. You can see 6 here. 3 or multiples of 3. Petals and sepals. We call this as trimerous flower. Whereas if you observe the dicot plants, you find normally 5, 4 or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we get. Okay, this is called as the pentamerous character. And even you will get the anthers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are all 5 or multiples of 5 are told. Therefore, this is called pentamerous or sometimes tetramerous flowers. This is a difference between dicot plants and monocot plants. Okay, right now, write it down. I hope you are able to see all the diagrams. Is it video is lagging now? Is this lagging right now? All of you tell me. Kritika is saying video is lagging. No, ma'am. Now is it okay? What I have told is right. Lisha, it's clear. Okay, fine. Okay, write it down now. Write it down. Monocot. I told you shoot system. This is shoot system. Shoot system possess first one stem. This is the stem. Right? Stem is the aerial erect portion of the plant. Stem is the aerial erect portion of the plant. It supports all other aerial parts. It supports all other aerial parts. Are you writing? I hope so. Okay. I hope so because I'm not seeing you, no? I believe you. I trust you that you are writing. And it is required between teachers and students that trust should be there. Right? I believe you that you are writing. I believe that you get great marks. I believe that you get great ranks. Okay? Fine. Right on. I repeat, dear. You want me to repeat? Write down. Shoot system, you are writing heading. Write down. It possesses, first point, stem. Stem. It is the aerial part of the plant. And it supports the other aerial parts like leaves, flowers and fruits. Like leaves, flowers and fruits. Written? Next, right? Stem possess distinct nodes and internodes. Distinct nodes and internodes. Stem possess distinct nodes and internodes. Next. Leaves. Leaves are normally elongated. Leaves are normally elongated and show parallel venation. Okay, written like this. Parallel is like this. Show parallel venation. Okay, fine. Next, right? Flowers. Normally in monocot plants, flowers are unisexual. Flowers are unisexual. Flowers are unisexual. That is, male and female flowers grow separately. Male and female flowers grow separately. Written? Next. Next. Male flowers in Ziamase grow at the tip. Male flowers in Ziamase grow at the tip in the form of bunch called tassel. In the form of bunch called tassel. And female flowers grow in the axils of female flowers grow in the axils of stem nodes, axil of stem nodes. And female inflorescence is called spadix. You have written already, no spelling for spadix. Female inflorescence is called spadix. Okay. Spadix written. Right on. Female inflorescence grow in the axils. I am repeating. Female inflorescence grow in the axils and is called spadix. I repeated, Neha. Spadix. Okay, done. Okay. It's one more thing, right? Normally, monocots possess trimerous flowers. Monocots possess trimerous flowers. Trimerous flowers. Okay, that is floral members are 3 or multiples of 3. Floral members are 3 or multiples of 3. Written? Fine. So that's about the monocot and dicot typical plants. Now I want you to write the differences between monocot and dicot plants. Is it fine? Okay. Do one thing. Make 2 columns. Write the heading. Differences between monocot and dicot plants. Make 2 columns. Right? I have drawn it there. That way you can even draw it. So this is a neat portion where I have drawn diagrams. Say I showed the 2 diagrams. They will ask you the diagrams and ask what it is. This is a neat part. Right? Understand this? Whenever I'm giving extra things, they're all I'm segregating them as neat portions. Whenever I say neat, if you have red pen, write it as a neat point. Right? Because the regular part is ending with only that monocot dicot plants. Now I am telling the differences with the diagrams. It's a neat portion. Is it okay? Okay. Write the heading. Differences between dicots and monocots. Make 2 columns. Okay. First one. Possess. One side you write first dicots, next you write monocots. So I will not again and again repeat where dicot, where monocot. First you are writing dicot, next you are writing monocot. Okay. Okay. First one write under dicots. Seeds contain 2 cotyledons. Seeds contain 2 cotyledons. Written? This side what you will write? Seeds possess single cotyledon. Seeds possess single cotyledon. Where monocotyledons? Seeds possess single cotyledon. Okay. Next, write root system. Taproot system. Next, fibrous root system. This is asked for 2 marks in board, but detailed drawing will be asked in the NEET portions. Okay, right. Root system, taproot system for the dicots, fibrous root system for the monocots. Third difference. Just to draw that diagram, what I have showed here, no? This drawing you show, this drawing. Leaves and the dicots you write reticulate venation. Venation is there here, spelling. Is a reticulate venation. This is parallel venation. Just draw the diagram. These diagrams have been asked. Go through any of the papers and all these papers. Such drawings they will ask, what are they? They will ask you. They will not even give any clue what is this all about. The network, right? Write down dicots with small diagram of network like venation and small diagram of parallel venation. Okay? Finished? Next. Flowers. Under dicot, pentamerous or tetramerous. Pentamerous or tetramerous. Below that you write the meaning. Floral members are of 5 or multiples of 5. Floral members are of 5 or multiples of 5 in pentamerous. Write the big meaning. Floral members are 5 or multiples of 5 in pentamerous and 4 or multiples of 4 in tetramerous flowers. 4 or multiples of 4 in tetramerous flowers. Written? Four or multiples of 4 in tetramerous flowers. Written? Just draw the 2 diagrams, small ones. And this side you write monocots, you write normally trimerous flowers. Normally trimerous flowers. That is, floral members are 3 or multiples of 3. Floral members are 3 or multiples of 3. Okay, have you drawn the diagram? Okay, next. Next to write stem. It is branched. Under dicot you write stem, it is branched. Branched. Next, what you will write? Under monocots, it is unbranched. Stem is unbranched. Unbranched. So you have seen, no, dicot plants will produce branches and grow wide. Monocot plants grow straight like bamboo and all, they grow straight. Okay, fine. So that's the difference between dicots and monocots. Did you understand how to identify dicot or monocot plant it is? You can understand. You need not to take out the root and observe whether taproot or fibrous root. You can see the leaves and only you can identify. Okay. Okay. Now let me give you something else. That's about the types of roots. Already I told you taproot and fibrous root differences. Last point. Anybody who have written last point, just write it and show me. This girl has lost. Sharadi has lost it, I think. Okay, I think I told you stem in dicots is branched and in monocots it's unbranched. Okay, see it's given here. Sharadi, you got that? They are writing now. Branch in dicots, unbranched in monocots. Good, Napita and Kirtana. Thank you. Okay, done. Okay, now listen. We'll talk about the root, normal root, what it is, you know. Functions, you know, no? Roots help in fixation, penetration, absorption, conduction. Four things, yeah. Now I'm giving you some of the other types of roots which will do something else. That is called the root modification. Okay. So let me give you, you need not to write anything till I finish that. When I ask you questions only, you write it. Okay. So let me first give you the details of the root and its modifications. So let me give you root modifications in details. Okay, this is the plant body. You are done with this. We'll now move on to the root and its modifications. What are the root modifications? The type of roots that are different from the normal roots in their functions, right? So normal roots I already given you, right? Now modifications are given. Namely, roots are modified for the function of storage. They are called the storage roots. Okay. So in that again, I'll give you tap roots for storage and fibrous roots for storage. Okay. In tap roots, I will give you the, don't write the examples, I'll give you the name of the modification. It is an important thing is modification name you have to remember. Examples you can make out. But anyway, draw them that look like that only. Right? So first one I'll give you, first type. It is called, the first type is this one, fusiform root. Fusiform refers to the root that is swollen at the center and narrow on either side. Can you make out this? Here is the taproot modified. Remaining all these are the side roots. Okay. Fusiform is narrow on either side and swollen at the center. It is called fusiform root. If you want, you can still draw elongated, not so wide also. Draw more elongated, more narrower. Okay. I hope you understand this. This is the one, this is showing narrow on either side and swollen at the center. Example is radish. Fusiform shape is important for me. It is swollen at the center, narrow on either side. That's what is fusiform shape. Second one is called conical roots. Here, the root is swollen at the tip and gradually tapers towards the lower end. Can you make out this? Gradual tapering, I'm saying. It's not sudden tapering, gradually tapering. So these are actually the secondary roots. This is seen in carrot. Right? Third one, it is called napiform root. Napiform refers to the heavy swelling at the tip, heavily swollen at the tip, and suddenly tapers towards the lower end. See the difference. Okay. This may be the aerial part. This is seen in beetroots. So these are all the root modification for storage under taproot modification. They are called storage roots in taproot. Means the primary root is swollen here, not the secondary. Secondary roots are very small. You can see here. These are the secondary roots. Primary roots are swollen to form the storage structure. They store normally starch and other things, right? So don't write potato in this. Potato is a stem modification. Okay. Roots are modified with different shapes. We are naming them according to those shapes. If the root is swollen at the center and narrow on either side, it is called the fusiform root. Understand the meaning. The word you have to remember is fusiform root. Example is radish. And you should draw the shape like that only. Don't draw this shape and write radish. Okay. Second one, it is a conical root in which the root is swollen at the tip, gradually tapers towards the lower end. Very important point. Gradually, slowly, narrow. This is for the carrot. Looks like a conical shape. So conical root. Third one is napiform root, in which root is highly swollen at the tip, suddenly tapers at the lower end. Sudden shape change agide nodi. Gradually ledu. Sudden shape change agide. Okay? Napiform root. So these are the various root modification for storage under tap roots. Okay? Write the heading root modifications. Write the heading root modifications. I told you one thing, I hope you remember. Neha, I think. Unless I finish this, you don't ask me anything. You people first follow what I am saying. Don't show how much you know. Okay? Don't worry about sweet potato and onions and all that akshara. You only listen to me. And later when they come, you will understand where they belong to. Is it fine? Now you are only going to study it how it is asked in the examination. Akshara, I am asking you not to ask. This is all wrong questions. Onion will not come under this. Onion is a stem modification. Neha, first you write this, that will come later. First, right now, I don't want you to confuse yourself and others also. Only learn, I will give everything. I'll give onions also, I'll give the beetroot also, I'll give sweet potato also, everything I'll give. Okay? But don't confuse others and you also. Right, adding root modifications. Okay? Roots are mainly meant for, write down points. Roots are mainly meant for fixation, penetration, absorption, and conduction. Roots are mainly meant for fixation, penetration, absorption, and conduction. Okay, next. But in some plants, roots are modified in their shape. Roots are modified in their shape to conduct different functions. To conduct different functions. And they are called root modifications. And they are called root modifications. Written? Right, first heading, underground root modifications for storage. Right, heading, underground root modifications for storage. Written the heading, write down. In some plants, roots store reserve food material in the form of starch. Reserve food material in the form of starch. And for this purpose, their shape get modified. According to the shape, storage routes are classified into, according to the shape, storage routes are modified into following types. Storage routes are modified into following types. First heading, following types. First one, taproot modification for storage. Taproot modification for storage. Okay. Right heading, draw two diagrams. All the three diagrams. Same shape I want you to draw. Don't draw the different shapes. If you want to distinguish, you can write the aerial stem also like this. This is the aerial stem. These are the underground ones. If you want, you can show like this. This is the underground part. You can separate ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ. Or else just separate it. Don't draw it, otherwise you will get confused. What is the drawing? Okay, at least you should separate it like this. Okay. Okay, at least you draw, but distinction should be there. Underground part and aerial part. Is it fine? Don't draw just like that. And this also will have small roots here. You see, no beetroot small rootlets will be there on that also. Written, finish drawing. Kirtana, don't be in hurry. Aram se you draw. Still we have time. All of you draw happily. Don't draw in hurry. Draw according to the shape what I told you. And don't draw straight thing except that carrot. All of you, little bit modification. Wavy thing should be there. Done now, all of you. Finished. Okay, write down there. First one, fusiform roots. Fusiform roots. These are a type of taproot modifications in which root is slightly swollen at the center, and narrow on either side. Example, radish. Radish. Next one, conical roots. Right, second one, conical roots. In this, the root is swollen at the tip. And it gradually tapers towards lower end. Gradually tapers towards lower end. And it attains a conical shape. Attains a conical shape. I repeat, in this, the root is swollen at the tip and gradually tapers towards the lower end. Gradually tapers towards the lower end. And attains a conical shape. Attains a conical shape. Written. Next. Next, Napiforum root. I repeated note here. Kirtana. Okay, fine. Next, write Napiforum root. See exactly the shape, what I'm saying, that all you should write. Don't write your own way. Like how you are asking onion, can I write? Nothing you can write. You should write only this. See, this is how I'm telling you scoring part it is. It's all neat portions. Drawing they'll give, ask you to identify the shape. Don't write beetroot. They will ask you what is the shape of this. Okay? Write Napiforum root. In this, root is heavily swollen at the tip. Root is heavily swollen. Heavily swollen. Swollen in the dappa at the tip. And suddenly tapers towards the lower end. Suddenly tapers towards the lower end. Suddenly tapers towards the lower end. Did you finish? Should I repeat? No, no, you are written, huh? Okay, finished. Drawing is also finished. As example, you write beetroot. Okay, good. All of you finished writing? Okay, fine. So now I'll give you something about the fibrous root modifications for storage. So all are storage roots only. Now I'll give you fibrous roots modified for storage. See, every one unit, everything you should understand properly. I'm saying taproot and the primary root is swollen. In fibrous root, all are swollen, right? So storage roots, second type, it is the fibrous root modification. Fibrous roots for storage. Okay. So in this, let me write the first one. We call the first one under this as, first one is fasciculated root. Okay. This means it's forming the bundle of roots. Fascicle means bundle, right? You will get, suppose this is the stem, from the lower part it will arise. You get some roots like this. Can you see the bundles I am drawing? Okay. This is a fascicle or the bundle of roots. This is called fasciculated root, where roots are slightly tubular, but they are swollen at the center and pointed at the end. They are in the bunch. This is seen in the plant asparagus. Right? Remember the example properly. Asparagus or dahlia. Don't write whatever you look like this. It looks like groundnut and the groundnut bariyotalla. Right? This is a fasciculated root. Right? All this portion details I am giving you because it's a neat part I am doing from the roots now. Second part, this is about the tuberous roots. Tuberous roots. This is tubular in structure. Shape is tubular. Like this. Can you see the tubular structure? Tubular they are. They are also produced in bunches, but they are tube-like. Okay. There is difference between these two. They are elongated, tube-like structures. These are small nodular structures. This is seen in sweet potato. You understand? This is found in sweet potato. Third one, it is called as moniliform root, or we call this as beaded root. Bead means small beads in a string. They look like that. Okay. So how do they look like? They appear like beads in a string. Can you make out like this beads? So this is what we call the beaded root or the moniliform. Whenever I'm drawing, no, you don't draw along with me. Just keep watching how I'm drawing. Because in further, diagrams become more complicated. That time, if you draw along with me, you will not know where I started, where I ended. So better don't finish. There is no urgency in finishing. Just observe the beaded roots how I did. Right? So these are the beaded roots. This is moniliform beaded root. This is seen in example. This is seen in a kind normally some grasses, or it is also seen in plant called mango ginger. Mango ginger is something like a ginger, but mango like smell. Have you seen ginger like thing will be there? Yellowish it be, but smells like mango. That's called the mango ginger. Some of them they prepare pickles from that. Okay, only these examples go, or only you are going to write, nothing else. Right? Don't write they look like groundnut anta illa. Right? So this is the fasciculated root, smaller in bunch. Sometimes they are see this tubular I'm saying tube like you can write slightly elongated tube like things. Tubular roots, they need not be very pointed. Tubular, tube like. Okay. This is not pointed. Therefore, you are seeing, I think, sweet potato is not very pointed. Okay. That way you write the tubular roots. Right? Or we call it tuberous roots. They are tube-like, elongated, as in sweet potato. Did you understand this? When I'm drawing, you have to watch it properly. Okay? Only when I say you draw it, you should draw it. Okay? Right heading. Fibrous root modification for storage. Fibrous root modification for storage. Have you written it? Write down. In fibrous root modification, the swollen roots are formed in bunches. The swollen roots are formed in bunches. As seen below. Write all the three types drawings. Now you start. See, don't finish early and all. Happily you draw, take time, and these are all neat questions. They will give the diagrams for you and ask you to identify what are these. Is it fine? Draw happily, take time. There's no hurry. When it becomes very tight, that time I'll tell you, fast you draw. Initially you draw happily. Can you repeat? Okay, I repeat. Okay, Abhigna, listen. In fibrous root system, for storage, bunch of roots are swollen. Bunch of roots are swollen. Okay. Okay. Write types. Write all the three drawings. All the three draw it. Done? Draw it happily. I don't want you to hurry. I said you draw it on your own slowly. No problem. Happily drawn. Very good, Kirtana. Good. My dialogue. You are putting me. Okay, good. That's required. Okay, you are finished. Write down. Okay. Now I will ask you the questions. While writing, what you have to write the points. Okay. Because if you are done happily, then you know what to write also. Isn't it? Okay. Fine. Happily drawing, children. Just tell me no. First one. Write down fasciculated root. How do you explain? Let me see how you are writing. Type and send me. What do you want to write for two fasciculated roots? Good, Kirtana. Nice dialogue. I like that. Right? But don't write a lot of such dialogues. But anyway, nice. Later, I will not give so much of time. Initially, I want you to draw it. Okay, tell me. How do you explain the fasciculated root? Let me see. You type and send me answer. I'll give just 1, 2, 3 seconds. Bunch of small roots having pointed tips and angula. Okay, write down. Clusters. Write down. Roots that are finger shaped and form a fascicle or bundle. Fascicle andrene bundle anta. Bundle or bunch or cluster. Bundle or a bunch or a cluster. Very good. Abhigna and all you are writing very nicely. Roots that are finger shaped, forming a cluster or a bunch, are called fasciculated roots. So have you seen asparagus plant? Anybody? Asparagus you have seen? Yes, good. Napita, you have seen a lot of things. Yeah. Asparagus is a small claw-like leaves will be there, will be hanging from the pots, green pots. No, we just hang. Sometimes for flower arrangement they'll put one, right? Flower arrangement they'll put one stick-like thing. Will be hanging like this with all green things. It actually pointed. It is. It's an asparagus plant, and you should know that asparagus plant has a lot of medicinal value. Do you know that asparagus plants majorly used? Its roots are used. This one fasciculated roots are there. No? There will be mucilage produced. And first listen, right? These roots which are produced, no, they are used for piles. Normally the people suffering from piles, they take the mucilage from the roots. From what was the example? Example Bardilva, Bignani, no? Which example you are talking about? Asparagus example, I am saying. Okay, so why I am telling you, see some extra things that if I say, if you have time, somewhere you note it down. Because medicinal plants, somewhere when I talk about, maybe in second years also, you should be in a position to tell me. Asparagus roots are used for piles in Ayurveda. Okay. Next, Dahlia, you are seeing Dahlia. What is Dahlia plant? Dahlia Kelidira. Anybody, can you tell me what is Dahlia? Heard but not seen. Now Dahlia is Derahu. Derahu means the one this is used for almost flower arrangements and they use. No, I'll just show you the drawing. Just see you on board. Then you come to know. Okay, what is the Dahlia leaves? Okay, so Dahlia andre, it's having a small stalk like this. There'll be a wide black things on this stalk, small things, and you will get number of such petal-like things from this. We call it as a Derahu. Derahu. Almost like your marigold it is, but very colorful it is. Right? Beautiful colors are there in this, right? Dahlia and the flower. Almost like sunflower, but very small. Got it, Napita? Napita, you got it? So that is a Derahu. That's Dahlia. Okay? Remember, whenever you get that flower, wherever you see the plant, you start using the same word. Oh, this is Dahlia, madam told me. Okay? Because the biology is such a big, huge thing. Everything and anything I cannot tell you. In between some concepts and all, I'll give some names and their importance. You should somewhere then note it down. Okay, madam has told. This has to be noted. Okay. I have seen the flower, but not in the roots. You cannot see roots, no, because hardly you grow them. If you are growing Dera Uvina Gida Beledre, you go to the rooting. Whatever I am giving, it has also many petals, right, ma'am? Yes, Shashank, it has many petals. Pink, lavender color. Carnation flower, flower beautiful. Okay, carnation flower, okay, fine. Now, the roots you cannot see, if at all you have grown only, you see, anyway, you have a lot of time now nowadays. Take any whatever seeds and all available at home, start growing small plastic things, broken buckets and all, in that you start growing plants. Full of house, you make some plants, lot of oxygen you will get, right? So don't have to worry whether you don't have a garden, you don't have other things and all. Small little bit soil available nearby your area or nearby, you can start growing, right? Or else you'll get that that is a coconut pit and all you get. That also can grow. All vegetables waste and all you keep now. You make that potted thing and all. You prepare the fertilizer in that and put it. Grow the plants. Nowadays you have a lot of opportunities. It's all coming in the Google. You can open it up and see how you can get it. You can order online also. Some seeds are available. You can grow the plants. Right? Is it fine? So whenever you are feeling like bored and all, I'll be wondering. There are so many things to do in this world. So many things to learn in this world. We people are wasting time happily, right? So let us don't waste time. Okay? Utilize the time properly. See, whenever I'm saying this plant and all, if you see them in further, in future somewhere, just note it down. Oh, yeah, illide dahlia, madam, this is dahlia. Correct? Okay, fine. Next one, you write tuberous roots. Tuberous roots. Baradalva tuberous root shape nodidalva hengide anta. See the tuberous roots. Are fleshy roots and then Rabi Surya I didn't understand. Fleshy and there's nothing called fleshy roots available. All roots are fleshy only. They contain water content is called fleshy. Okay? Don't say fleshy. Don't use word tuberous roots are fleshy roots in the head one. Okay? Write tuberous roots. Bunch of roots which are elongated. Okay, you can write it. Good. You write. It's a bunch of roots that are slightly tubular in shape. Slightly tubular in shape. And elongated. Elongated. As in sweet potato. As in sweet potato. Next. Next, right? Moniliform roots or beaded roots. Moniliform roots or beaded roots. These are the roots showing number of swollen parts. Number of swollen parts at regular intervals. At regular intervals. At regular intervals. Example. Example, grass or mango ginger. Grass or mango ginger. I repeat, these are the roots that are swollen at regular intervals. At regular intervals. As in grass or mango ginger. They appear like beads in string. They appear like beads in string. String. Beads in string. Did you finish? Yeah. So these are all the underground route modifications. Now we have to talk something about the aerial routes. So whenever I say aerial, you'll be wondering how come aerial has come. Routes are underground only now. But I told you sometimes routes will originate other than the radical. They may originate above the ground also. They are called the aerial route modifications. Right? How they are modified? I'll give you now. Right? What are the aerial route modifications? You don't have to tell me anything unless I explain. You don't have to imagine anything. Right? I will not consider that as an intelligence. Because when all of you are listening together, it is fine. Better you listen to me. So we'll talk second type as aerial route modifications. Okay, means above the ground routes are modified. So how are they modified? Just listen. First one I'll give you under this A type. It is for the mechanical support. And the first one, it is a mechanical supporting routes or mechanical supporting routes. Routes for mechanical support. Okay, they are only giving the support to the plant body. Under this again we have either for mechanical support or are they helping for vital support, right? Living support. If they are helping for mechanical support, they are studying the mechanical routes. Okay, for example, in the plant, what do you call it as a banyan tree? Banyan tree you have seen, right? We produce aerial branches like this. Okay, aerial branches are produced like this. Okay, this is a plant, huge big one, right? If the plant grows from the second year, means first year it is grown like this only. If it is growing for second year, then it needs support. No, new branches are produced here all over here. These branches need some support. Therefore, some of the roots are produced from the aerial stem like this. They grow so many times down and touch the ground, right? These are called the prop roots, right? You know this, but still I want you to be technically knowing this. So these roots are called as prop roots. This is seen in the plant like banyan, right? In that, what happens? These are the prop roots. These will grow down deep and become like pillars. These are only prop roots, and they're also called as pillar-like roots or pillar roots. Okay, they support the main plant because it's producing so many branches away from it. The main stem is not supporting all these branches. Therefore, they produce their own roots. They grow down and they attach to the ground and they help in mechanical support to the plant. They are called as the prop roots. Did you understand? First one I am giving you the prop roots. Other lot of things are there that I'll give you later. But right now I want you to write this also. Write the heading. Aerial route modifications. Aerial route modifications. Underline. In some of the plants, adventitious roots are produced. Some of the plants, adventitious roots are produced above the ground and are called aerial roots. And are called aerial roots. These are of two types. First one, mechanical roots. Second one, vital roots, mechanical roots, or unit mechanical roots. Second one, B, vital roots. Okay, mechanical roots or vital roots. Write down mechanical roots. These are the aerial adventitious roots. These are the aerial adventitious roots that help in giving mechanical support. That help in giving mechanical support to the plant body. These are the aerial roots, aerial adventitious roots that help to give the mechanical support to the plant body. Written? Okay. Right? First one, prop roots or pillar roots. Both are same. Right? Prop roots and pillar roots. Draw this diagram. Are you writing? Draw the diagram. It should look like a tree. Don't draw like a broomstick. I seen people drawing one broomstick in that. It should look like a tree. Some of them, those who know it, they can write it well. But those who don't also start writing properly. Have you drawn? Have you drawn? Finished the drawing? Done. Kirtana will do very fast. You will see in college. If in college you know one thing, if you don't draw well, no, I will make you redraw that. But now I cannot see your drawings. That's why I am saying okay. Okay? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. You have finished drawing, I think. Okay, listen, after this, there are some more such mechanical roots are there. I'll give all the drawings together. Then I'll give the explanation for all of them. Is it okay? Right now, you have drawn one prop root. After that, you have steel roots, you have climbing roots, you have epiphytic roots, so many are there. All the roots I'll give later. Okay. Right now, you have finished this drawing. We are going to end this. Okay. Later in the next class, we are going to start with the remaining. But when I come here, you should tell me, madam, you have only drawn the prop root diagram, not notes dictated. You should tell me properly. Madam, notes was not dictated and the Hilbeko. Not that, okay, we are done. I have written. Okay, you don't do that. Okay, next class, you should remind me. Is it fine? Nandita Mathal. Okay, fine. We are going to. Anyway, good students, all of you are very intelligent. You will remind me. See you then. Bye bye. Have a nice time, nice day, and enjoy. Be healthy, careful, lovely children. Bye. Thank you. Bye 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 bye. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So many thank yous, huh? Ravi Surya. Thank you so much. Thanks, Monisha. Thanks, Kritika, all of you. Bye, Monisha. See you.